Oh my gosh, today's December 1st, isn't it? Whoa, I'm trying to get you guys out of here. And I totally forgot. It's the first episode of the month, so we go over the YouTube numbers. Does running a Black Friday sale actually make a difference in the sales in your store? And the answer is a definitive. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Paul. If you're new here, I lost my job back in May, started doing eBay reselling to help pay the bills, while I also decided to go back to college for graphic design and better my education there. I've now been doing this since May, and I've documented it from the first day of doing it here on the YouTube channel. So if you're new here, hit subscribe if you want to watch my whole journey from beginning to where I am now. And I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I know I did. It's been an absolute blast this week. We have a lot to talk about this week, especially with Black Friday. I was going back and forth on whether or not I was going to do a Black Friday sale in my store. In the witching hour on Wednesday, I decided what I wanted to do. We'll go ahead and talk about what I did, talk about the numbers behind it, and we'll answer the question, does doing a Black Friday sale increase sales and profitability in your eBay store? And we'll have that conversation on what I've learned from this week as we jump into it. So let's go ahead and get right into the numbers. All right, starting off, we had a gross sales week of 638, which is great. That's on the higher end of our gross sales week. However, on the flip side of it, running a sale means the profit margin is less. Our net sales was $293. Now, this isn't low. This is most certainly not high. This is kind of in the middle for me of what an average week of net sales is at $293. Here's where the numbers start to dip and go lower than normal. Average gross per sale is $19.34. Our average net per sale is $8.87, which is very low for me. Net profit margin, normally I like to sit at 50, and I'm usually above 50. This week we're at 46, so we take it a 4-point drop there. Average net per sale, 45, 5-point drop there. So when running a sale, your items are going to be worth less, ergo you're going to make less. But do you make up for that in the volume? Which is a question we can continue to answer. All right, top 10 sources by net return this week. Number one, overwhelmingly, was sunglasses. There is no doubt that there are many stockings across America this year that are going to have my sunglasses in it, and I'm very thankful for it. I moved a lot of merchandise, especially when it comes to sunglasses this week, and it's pretty awesome that how, when deciding to start selling sunglasses, making that a mini niche in my store, this is what I planned for. I was planning for selling a product that I knew would be hot during all time of year, especially Black Friday. Sunglasses make a great stocking stuffer. And if you sell reasonably priced ones, you're going to move quite a bit of them. And actually, Carrie at Home released a video yesterday, and she was talking about her sales during Thanksgiving. And she made a comment that I thought was really interesting. She goes, this is the cost. She's like, her sales were slower. And she said, this is the cost of niching into a market like jeans, where it's not a very Black Friday or holiday friendly niche. And when I decided to sell sunglasses, one of my thoughts when getting into it was like, okay, I'm not going to be a millionaire selling sunglasses. However, sunglasses are an item that people misplace, lose, or have to rebuy frequently. I knew I didn't want to sell used, because sourcing used is a hard task to go through. I mean, you could do it, and there are people who make a success at it. But I was like, I wanted to do new. And I didn't want to sell high-end sunglasses because they're just going to be harder to source, at least getting into it right away. And I know a lot of great eBay YouTubers who sell high-end used sunglasses, and they buy them in lots and stuff and turn them around and make a great profit. Justin resells, obviously. J Ride Flips, both of them do really well with selling high-end used sunglasses, and I think that's awesome. But for me, my tackle with it was, okay, who do I want to cater to for my customer? I want to cater to the people who are like, oh man, I lost another pair of sunglasses. I'm not afraid to go on eBay and spend $10 to $20 to buy a new pair of sunglasses. Well, this led me into, okay, who sells the most sunglasses in America? Well, it's Walmart, and Walmart sells the Foster's Grant line of sunglasses, which are Foster's Grant, West Loop, Panama Jacks. And I was very fortunate when I decided to get into sunglasses. I found a supplier who gave me a really good price on new with tags Foster's Grant line. The catch is they are the models from at least a year or older. So I'll get the Foster's Grant models that are not current of 2024. I'll get 2023 and before, which I like because sunglasses are one of those things where when people get a cheap pair that they really like, they're kind of loyal to that brand. So if I'm the guy on the internet who's got that niche pair of Foster's Grant sunglasses that people are looking for, I know I'm going to get the sale. And Black Friday, I started my sale on Thanksgiving Day. So how I did my Thanksgiving Day sale was, I wanted to accomplish a few objectives with it. I wanted to get rid of a lot of older merchandise, things that have been on my shelves for 90 days or older. And I've ran a couple sales now throughout my selling career, and I've seen some success, and then other sales, really nothing came of it. But I decided anything that was 90 days or older, I wanted it to move off my shelves. I wanted to get rid of it. So anything 90 days or older, I did a tier of 50% off for those. Then there was a tier of items that just were in that, like, right at that 90-day mark, but had no views, never gotten any views or watchers. I put those on sale for 40% off, and it was only like 10 items in this range. Then all remotes, all sunglasses, I did 20% off for Black Friday through Cyber Monday. My sale is running right now. It's running all the way until midnight tomorrow. So sunglasses and remotes, 20% off. And then everything else in the store, I think I did 25% off. And then things that I'm listing new every day are not on sale. That's the only things not on sale, is anything new post Wednesday. And that's how I tiered my sale. And I'm getting rid of a lot of old merchandise. Now, granted, it's selling for small amounts. I haven't lost money on anything yet. I have made some sort of profit, not much in most cases, but I have made some profit on everything I've sold. And I don't think there's anything even at a 50% discount where I wouldn't make some kind of profit whatsoever. But I'm turning that money around now. That money that's been sitting on my shelves for months and months and not moving and not selling is now in my pocket, and I can take that and I can reinvest it into new inventory, which is the ultimate plan on everything. All right, total spent on new inventory this week was $4.08. I actually didn't plan a big sourcing trip for this week due to the holidays. Wednesday, when I did go into town, I stopped at two of my local thrift stores, and I did pick up a few items, so that's why you got the $4.08 spent on new inventory here. Cost of goods that were sold was $67.51, and I paid eBay $94.15 in marketplace fees, and I paid parcel services $184 in shipping labels. Now, new listings. I met my goal of 12 a day, continuing on the streak of at least 84 a week. And sales. Last week on this show, I told you it felt like I was gated at 20 sales, and anything I made beyond 20 sales was incidental to that. And this is where we can answer the question, do Black Friday sales work? After that episode last week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday was dead. I literally got 2 sales every single day. And it was like every day it would come up like 10 o'clock in the morning, sale, 4:30 at night, sale. That's how it was. It like a morning sale, an afternoon sale, 2 sales per day. And then Wednesday was where I was like, okay, what do I want to do for Black Friday? How I want to do the sale? This is where I came up with the tiered system. I planned everything out. First thing I did when I woke up the morning of Thanksgiving, I went into my eBay store and I started breaking down the tier listing on how I was going to tier out every item. And I literally went through every single item in my store using the bulk editor feature and built up the different tiered sale discounts as a percents off and put it into play. And right away on Thanksgiving Day, which was great with family, the cash register kept going off. So definitely saw a massive increase in sales post Thanksgiving on. Average time to list something in my store this week was 2 months. Average time to sell something in my store this week was 3 months, due to the fact that we were moving a lot of old inventory. Return of investment was 372%. and we had an average return on investment per sale of 548%. All right, jumping into the top 10. Number 10 is this Green Bay Packers fleece earwarmer headband. I actually had two of these. One was a little bit different. It was a Green Bay Packer one, and it said World Champions underneath the G. Other than that, they were pretty identical. I had them listed both for the same price. They both sold to the same person, so this was a combined order. It's just that the other one is the number 11 spot. This one made the top 10. So I purchased these. I got these donated to me by my mom. She was going through everything, and she gave me a lot of the old winter stuff that she had in storage. So it cost me $0. It sold on eBay for $14.99. That was $9.09 for the headband, $5.90 for the shipping. Due to the fact that the shipping was combined on this, the actual cost to ship this item was $2.23, which provided me a net return of $10.24, which was an infinite return on investment and a 68% net profit margin. Number 9 sale of the week is this Boy Scouts of America short sleeve tie-dye t-shirt. I purchased this t-shirt for $3.80 at a Goodwill in Green Bay. It sold on eBay for $24.89. That was $17.49 for the shirt and $7.40 for the shipping. The actual cost to ship this item was $5.38, which provided me a net profit of $11.87, which was a 312% return on investment and a 48% net profit margin. Number 8 sale of the week were these new with tags Foster's Grant True Polar sunglasses. Purchased these on eBay for $1.12. They sold on eBay for $20.88. That's $14.98 for the sunglasses, $5.90 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship these sunglasses was $4.46. That provided me a net return of $12.42, which is a 1,109% return on investment and a 59% net profit margin. Number 7 sale of the week is this Eddie Bauer Men's Blue Travex puffer jacket. I purchased this for $3.88 at a Salvation Army that was having a coat sale, and it sold on eBay for $31.68. That's $22.48 for the jacket and $9.20 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $9.05, which provided me a net return of $13.28, which was a 342% return on investment and a 42% net profit margin. Number 6 sale of the week are these Levi 514 men's 33 by 34 jeans, straight fit. I purchased these for $3.68 at a Goodwill. They sold on eBay for $31.59. That's $17.49 for the jeans and $14.10 for the shipping. The actual cost to ship these items was $9.78, which provided me a net return of $14.06, which is a 382% return on investment and a 45% net profit margin. Quick break for a cheap commercial for Flipwise. Flipwise saved my tail on this pair of jeans because I don't know what you guys do for your inventory systems, but for me, I have an amalgamation of two different ones. For clothes, I do the infinite SKU, starting at 1, going to an infinity for all of clothes. I also do that for sunglasses. I also do that for remote controls. So those two SKU systems are the same. And then for all other hard goods, I do rack number, bucket number for the different goods. So rack 1, shelf 2, bucket A, just as an example of what I do for my inventory system. So for clothes, I do 1 through infinity. I forgot to enter into eBay's custom SKU, the custom SKU for this pair of jeans. And I didn't have to worry about not being able to find these when they sold because Flipwise tracks everything. All I had to do was go into Flipwise, find out what day I listed these jeans. Then I went back in Flipwise to that date to see all the items of clothes I listed, and I was easily able to find where the pair of jeans would have lined up in the other clothes I listed that day. And those other clothes, I did put the SKUs in, and I was able to find the pair of jeans and what SKU they were in my inventory system based on using Flipwise. So just in case if you don't use Flipwise, there is a cheap free plug for the product. I absolutely love Flipwise. It saved my tail specifically on this product because when listing this item, I forgot to put a custom SKU in. That's why it's nice to have Flipwise as my backup inventory system for eBay. But it's also my bookkeeping software. It's also how I track my numbers. It's also how I do trend analysis for my store. It's just a fantastic product created by Justin Resells. And I just wanted to point out with this product specifically, Flipwise saved my tail easily finding it. Obviously, I would have found it, but it saved me from having to do a bunch of digging. So thank you, Justin, for creating Flipwise. Number 5 sale of the week is this Dickens Collectible Town Series Porcelain Gazebo from 1998 with figurines. So I picked this up at a Goodwill for $3.88. It was in the box, and at the store, it was obviously the box was open. This was a used product. I popped it open, looked in, saw the gazebo was in there, and on the box, all it advertised was that it came with the gazebo. Once I got it home and I had to list it and opened it up to take pictures of it, inside of the gazebo, whoever owned this prior bought these extra figurines for this. They were not part of that set. So I was able to put in the figurines with this, able to bundle it together, even though it wasn't included on the box. I thought it was a nice little add-on for whoever was going to end up buying it. I paid $3.88 for this. It sold on eBay for $30.10, which was $18 even for the gazebo, and $12.10 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $7.78, which provided me a net return of $14.69, which was a 379% return on investment and a 49% net profit margin. Number 4 sale of the week. I just got done wrapping this up for shipment right before we started this morning. This sold last night. A lot of 15 NFL football team mini ceramic coffee mugs. So as a child, back in the 90s, my big thing collecting as a kid was those little plastic football helmets from bubblegum machines. And if my mom's watching, she'll definitely know it. She'll laugh because every time we went to a grocery store, I would ask for a quarter to try to get it. I eventually got all the NFL teams at the time, this was pre-expansion, so a couple teams were missing from that set. But then I also started collecting these coffee mugs, which came from gumball machines. Obviously, I grew out of the hobby before I was able to collect everything. My mom had these in her storage, like she has all the kids' storage stuff, and she gave these to me a little while back. I was able to list these a couple weeks ago, and they sold last night on eBay for $24.79, which was $16.09 for the mugs, $8.70 for the shipping. The actual cost to ship these items was $6.39, which provided me a net return of $15.02, which was an infinite return on investment and a 61% net profit margin. And I'm not going to lie, this morning when I opened them up, having to figure out how to ship mini ceramic coffee mugs and do it safely was pretty interesting. What I ended up doing was I laid out bubble wrap. I put 4 right in a row, rolled that over to where they were protected. Then I put 4 more in, roll that on top over, 4 more, roll in, and then the last 3 roll in, close it all up, put it in a Ziploc bag, removed as much air from the Ziploc bag as I could, and then I put them in a padded box, 6x6x6 box, and that's how I ship these bad boys. Number 3 sale of the week is this Polo Ralph Lauren sweater in extra large tall. Picked the sweater up from a St. Vincent de Paul in Green Bay for $3.80. It sold on eBay for $30.10. That's $18 for the sweater and $12.10 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $7.52, which provided me a net return of $15.03, which was a 396% return on investment and a 50% net profit margin. Number 2 sale of the week is this Columbia Omni Shade women's long sleeve beige shirt. I picked the shirt up at a Goodwill for $2.59. It sold on eBay for $26.45. That was $20 for the shirt, $6.45 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $4.43, which provided me a net return of $15.96, which was a 616% return on investment and a 60% net profit margin. And the number one sale of the week is this Black & Decker lids off automatic electric jar opener JW200. I have actually had two of these in the store for quite a while. This is the second one I put in. The other one I bought when I first started. I purchased this for $3.07. When I bought the first one and I did the comp solds on this, they had great comp solds on it. Like, it had a really good sell-through rate, and they sold for $20 to $30 a piece. And then I listed my first one, and it has sat there. It hasn't moved. And I bought another one, and I decided I wanted to list this one differently. And I did different listing tactics, different information, and I put a video of this one working. And surprise, surprise, between the two, it was the first one to sell. It sold on eBay for $35.99. That's $20.99 for the jar opener, $15 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $9.55, which provided me a net return of $17.91, which was a 583% return on investment and a 50% profit margin. I am going to go back to the other. I have the exact same one listed right now, another one. I'm going to go back and completely redo the listing. I'm going to take a video of it working, and I'm going to reprice it. That other one, I've dropped the price on it so much just to see if it would sell. And I'm saying it didn't have a video. I didn't have a video of it working. So back to that advice of, that was before I had all electronics that I want to take a video of them working. I got to follow my own advice and go back and redo that listing and give it a better chance to sell, and sell for a higher value than it's already listed for currently. And that concludes the top 10, which brings us back to where we started with this whole conversation. Does running a Black Friday sale actually make a difference in the sales in your store? And the answer is a definitive kinda. I definitely have the record week of amount of items sold in 1 week. I broke that barrier of being stuck on around 20 sales a week, and we broke 30. Not only did we break 30, we went past it with 32. So yes, but what was the cost of running that sale? Well, the cost of running that sale was your net profit margin, to where I ended up making what an average week for me is, right at the $300 mark. So what it did is it brought my store to life. It brought the sales coming in, and it gets people in the door. And the way I'm doing this business is I am looking for recidivism, even though I am an everything seller. I'm looking to put good taste in people's mouth, to where when they shop from Phoenix Sales 85, they say, hey, when dealing with that guy, he was honest, he was fair, he was good at communication, the customer service was great. So I'm going to go back to it. Let me give you a prime example. I have no fear of selling cassette tapes and VHSs. I know a lot of people hinder selling them because they're slow sell-through items, they're not profitable, which I agree. I can source on a pretty strong regularity in my region cassette tapes and VHSs for $0.25 a piece. That's the standard price I can get for them where I live. So I get them for a really cheap price. But why do I sell them knowing they're not a big money maker? Well, they're a loss leader. And for those who've ever worked in grocery stores, you'll know this, like with soda or pop, depending on where you're from in America. Soda and pop is a loss leader in a grocery store. Meat is a grocery store. I was a butcher many, many years ago, and our meat department was not profitable, but it was not profitable by design, because we would basically give meat and soda away to get people into the store to spend on the high profit items like cereal and all the different products in the different aisles. That was the purpose of it. Well, I sell retro media players. I sell VHS players. I sell cassette players. So I want to sell the products, and I can tell you right now, a lot of stuff I sold were VHS and cassettes throughout Black Friday, and I took a lot of offers. That was another thing. I told myself during Black Friday, any reasonable offer I would accept. Like, I would just, as long as it was, I don't want to say the number that I had in my head, but as long as it was under this percentage, I'm going to auto accept it. And I remained militant about that, where normally I'd be like, I'm not feeling taking this offer today. I auto accepted it. So I left a lot of good taste in people's mouth. I got a lot of message after sales, like, and I've got a lot of sob stories with offers this week. I'm curious to know, leave a comment down below if you've gotten offers this week with sob stories like, hey, I'm going through a hard time. And I'm the type of guy who, I understand people go through hard times. We all go through hard times. I'm not a rich man by any means or any stretch of the imagination, but I'm in a good position in life right now where everything's paid off, and I'm literally just need to make $65 a week to be in business. So I'm in a very fortunate spot, and I have no problem doing that. And I got a lot of messages after accepting these offers, after the sale was done, like people thanking me and saying, hey, you know, I'm having a really hard time and I really wanted to get this as a gift for a person, so thank you so much for taking a lower amount. I'm putting those good tastes in customers' mouth. And those customers who are buying cassette tapes, and I'm not taking a loss, but I'm not making much profit, they own VHS players and cassette players, which aren't being made anymore. And those VHS and cassette players are one day not going to work for them, and they're going to need to buy new ones. And I hope that they remember when I gave them a deal and they go to my store and see that there's VHS cassette players and they consider buying from me. It's all psychology. If you ever seen the movie Mr. Mom from the 80s, I'll never forget watching that as a kid. And like something stupid I remember about business from that was when she was doing marketing for the tuna fish company. And she said, why don't you not raise your prices during this economic downturn in America and use that as your marketing? And he made the commercials where he said, hey, well, the country's doing really rough economically right now. We're going to make it a principle to not maximize profits. We'll take loss. We will not mark up our product with the economy, and we'll sell you tuna because I'm on your side. We're going through this hardship together. And that's how you build loyalty. You build loyalty by going through the rough patches together, so that when somebody else profits during the good times, we all profit during the good times. I know that's a really stupid, long-winded explanation, but this is stuff I think about with my eBay business and stuff how I plan it out. So I'm excited to see the growth that happened. My biggest takeaway from the Black Friday sale and the weekend sale is how I'm going to do sales in the future. I am now going to use time lock sales as a part of my everyday business. I'm going to strategically plan them. I got the idea. I can't remember who the YouTuber was, and I apologize that I can't remember who it was. It's not somebody I watch on the regular, but he has a quick turnover eBay store. He keeps about 100 items in stock at any time. But what he does is he sources during the week, and then he runs a giant sale every weekend. He doesn't send any offers out. What sells during the weekend, and then Monday morning he'll have like 80 to 100 offers that he can send out, and he'll just blast out 5% offers to everybody, and then cleans up that way too. So I want to start adopting some of that. I want to do a lot of experimentation, especially coming into the new year with my store. I'm definitely going to reduce my listing goal. I don't even know if I'm going to have a daily listing goal. I think I'm going to, come the new year, I'm going to start experimenting with doing a whole bunch of listings on one day, dropping it. I'm also going to do, experiments with scheduling listings for a long period of time. But I think I'm going to start playing with that and see how that affects sales and see where that goes. But I'm really excited. I think 2025 going into the new year is definitely, the early part of it's going to be time of experimentation and trying different things out. So if you are not a subscriber to the channel and you want to see how that all plays out, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. If you've enjoyed this content today, please hit the like button, as it helps me in the YouTube algorithm. And oh my gosh, today's December 1st, isn't it? Whoa, I'm trying to get you guys out of here. And I totally forgot. It's the first episode of the month, so we go over the YouTube numbers, which, by the way, November's been abysmal for the YouTube numbers. Just FYI before I even open this up. It is so cold in here, by the way. Just for the record, any money I make this year, next summer, my big project is going to be insulating this garage. That is definitely going to be the highest of priority. I completely forgot that this was the YouTube episode. So November, we made $39.85 compared to last month of October, we made $60.06. So we had a 50% cut in monetization on YouTube month over month, which stinks, but you know, it is what it is. September, we made $67.07. And then for the entire year so far, since getting monetized back in July, made $274.80. So as you can see, there is money on YouTube, but it's not something that I'm going to retire off of. It's not swimming pools, movie stars money, but it is definitely nice to have coming in. I don't make these YouTube videos for money whatsoever, and $39.85 for the month. Again, that's a tank of gas that gets me outsourcing and gets me where I want to go. So everybody who ever watches these videos, I absolutely thank you. And I don't want to leave out memberships. I did make $3.47 on memberships, and I want to thank my members, which are Shannon, I'm Just Key, Lone Star Mulligan, Coins Making Sense, and Flipping Llama. Thank you so much for being members. The $3.40 is a huge part of this. Every cent counts to me, and I'm gracious and thankful for every single thing that comes my way. And I thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I brought in the value to you and your lives. And like I said, if you are new here and you do find value in this, please hit the subscribe button, as it helps me out as we grow this channel. Still want to do a 2,000 subscriber episode, but we're just not at 2,000 yet, and I'm still looking it up at all of the stuff I got for the 2,000 episode. And one day I will get to show it to you, and we will get to hand it all out. So looking forward to the day that happens. Thanksgiving this week for me was a blast. Had a great meal for our family. We skipped the normal turkey dinner tradition, and Mom made steaks, fries, onion rings, asparagus, beer bread. It was such a good meal, such a good time. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving, whether you were with family, friends. I hope you had a good meal. I hope you enjoyed your time doing whatever it is that made you happy. College is going good. 2 more project grades came in, A's there, so college is scooting right along. Graphic design's already starting to work out for the business. I'm using it as projects, using the business as projects in my college. So it's a good learning experience. I'm having a blast doing it. And yeah, I hope you guys had a great week. I hope you guys have a great week to come. And remember, I'll always see you next Sunday. Have a good one, guys.